Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord, whom you seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom you delight in. Behold, he shall come, says the Lord of hosts. But who may abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. And he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness.
All right, Shalom, family. All right, first and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Abba Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai Mashiach in the Hebrew. All right, we are the sect of the refiners, coming at you with another Saturday class. All right, live here in Stockton. So if you know anybody in Stockton that wants to pull up on us, we got a class in Stockton where we do live sit downs every Saturday, right, through the spirit and power of the Most High, right, that he's given us. And yeah, today, man, we got a serious topic, right? And it's hard for a lot of people to deal with, but the Most High has allowed me to really be able to not have a lot of feelings in this thing, where I'm able to deal with, you know, heavier matters, and it's all praise to him for giving me that spirit, right? But today we're obviously, as the title is, right, how to deal with death, right? And that's something that's very detrimental to a lot of people in dealing with death. And you know, we're gonna go through the scriptures, you know, see how some of our forefathers dealt with death, some of the wisdom that's in the scriptures on how to deal with it. And you know, may the Most High allow this class to be edifying, you know, for the nation. So, you know, some of the key topics when we're dealing with death, right? It could be regret, a loss of time, desired time. And, you know, ultimately, when we look at it encompassing, it could be a selfish desire as well, right? Because all of those things, right, with regret, you know, a lot of the times, you know, I'll give a lot of this is going to be personal in my life, and then you can gear it towards your life in that regard, right? So regret, I'll give you an instance. You know, my grandma, when she passed, my mom's mom, you know, she was there for us when I was growing up. You know, she was kind of like a second mom. The grandparents are always like, you know, a better version of your parents, right? Because, you know, they really give you all the love you really need when you grow up, and really put you on like a pedestal, right? They always look out for you, and your parents are going to be a little bit more hard on you. But when I bring this up with regret, I was sharing with my mom, you know, when my grandma was going through some health problems. And, you know, we got family members that, you know, they either be in your business too much, or, you know, always texting you or concerned about you, or, you know what I'm saying, trying to see what's going on. That was my grandma, right? She was always she was always a part of the family. She always wanted to make sure she was there for us. And it can get overwhelming at times, because one thing that you'll do is you'll kind of be like, well, get out my business, right? Or kind of, you know, let me handle this, you know, let me do this, or, you know, stop always bugging me, right? And I shared with her, you know, before she passed, I said, Mom, I said, when grandma dies, I said, you're gonna have a hard time, because you're gonna want all those times that she was nagging you, you're gonna want her to nag you. You're gonna want to be able to pick up the phone and call her. You're gonna want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, her to come over and bug you, right? Because, you know, we don't really process those things when we're going through them. We're in the moment, we want our peace, but we don't really realize, you know what I'm saying, how important family is, and how important being there for your loved ones as long as you can while you're on this earth, because none of us know our end, right? None of us know the day that we're going to pass, or the day that we're going to die, right? And that goes into the loss of time as well. You know, you might live after that death, you know, you might live in with the regret of, okay, well, I didn't make this day, you know, to go hang out with her, or I didn't make this day, to to really sit down and have a conversation with her. Because one thing my grandma, she always did, she always made us sit at the dinner table, right? And even though we were done eating, everybody had to sit until everybody was done. And we're not seeing that. That family time, that bonding time is something that we really need. And some relaying it to something in this community that we do new moons every month, right? Every month we come together, we congregate, we get the families together, we get the kids together. Everybody brings food, and we all, have that family bonding time. And there's brothers and sisters, right, that might make excuses for not making those events. You know what I'm saying? And so it's important that we realize, what we're doing in this walk, and the things that we're really striving for in this walk, right? And not having those regrets and that loss of time, right? And the same thing, the loss of time goes into desire time, right? And then the selfish desire is my last point, right? That selfish desire to want to have something that you can't have, or wanting to have time that you can't have because you didn't take advantage of the moments when that person was alive, right? And those types of things, right, they can eat away at your spirit. They can eat away at your soul, right? And it's important when we're learning how to deal with death and how to, appreciate our life that the Most High has given us. We really got to take a lot of things into consideration, and be grateful for everything that we're going through, right? And a little bit here later, we're gonna get one of my brothers, Carubia, out there. We was in Long Beach, Sakari together when we was in Sakari. That brother's been going, through trials and tribulations since I've known him. And we're gonna have him on a little bit later for a personal testimony on, some of the things that he's going through, and give some words of wisdom for that brother. Right. So first scripture, let me get Psalms 118.
Psalms 118?
Mm-hmm. 118 and 24.
This is Psalms 118, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Right. This is the day that the Lord has made. Every day that we able to crack our eyes open and see another day of life. You know what I'm saying? It's always things to be grateful for on this lifetime, man. It's always things to rejoice in, mainly because we have life given to us by the Lord, right? And so us being in this truth, no matter the trials and tribulations that we're going through, you know what I'm saying, we got to be grateful for everything that we're going through, that the Most High has allowed us to be in, right? And so I got a brief little reading I'm gonna do for y'all, and then after this reading, we're gonna get into some scriptures. This is just, again, another personal testimony, right? So I wanted to speak on this topic because it's something that I feel the Most High has allowed me to understand on how to deal with death, right? At a young age, my eyes were open to a mindset that at any given moment, I could lose my life, or the person to the right or left of me could lose their life or become severely injured at a point where they would lose their life, right? Because I was in the military, right? And it says, and I think the understanding of that at such a young age really allowed me to almost become desensitized to death, because many of you know, right, and many of you may not know, I was in the military at the age of 18, where I'm preparing my body and my mind to go to war and to fight. So knowing the cost of that, I understood that death comes with it, and the acceptance of that possibility being an outcome, so much so that when we train, we were training to run into gunfire versus running away. And so over the years being in the military, I've had brothers die on deployment. I've had good friends die to suicide. I became so immune to the fact of dying that for me at times it seemed to be unreal, right? And not that death was unreal, it was just almost like the what's the word? Like the starts with a C. Compassion might be the wrong word, right? But I was just desensitized to death, right? and I accepted it so much that I felt weird. Like it didn't like it. I've seen people crying and people sobbing over people that died, and I couldn't understand it. I couldn't connect to it. And when people say condolences to your family, for me in my brain, I'm like, man, like these people are at rest. Especially now, I'm like, these people are at rest with the Lord. It's only condolences because those people are grieving, for the loss of their loved one. But when those people are grieving for the loss of their loved one, a lot of those factors that we spoke about earlier, those selfish desires, wanting more time, wanting, to hold them more and do all this, that's a selfish desire out of our own heart and our own, mind. You know what I'm saying? So, all this is happening to me when I was a young man, right? So, let's see. So at times I would feel like there were things that was wrong with me because I was so desensitized to death. I felt like I almost tried to force tears at times just so I could seem normal. I truly believe the Most High allowed me to have the spirit I have and the understanding that I have of death, and that I knew everything was temporal. And because everything is temporal, we don't have control of our lives, especially coming into the knowledge of this truth, right? And that's the thing, man, right? We're going to get it a little bit later, but everything has a season. Right? It's a time to laugh, a time to cry, right? A time for peace, a time for war. And that's me understanding this, and if you got any precepts, you're welcome to pull them. But what I'm saying is I understood that especially in this truth, right? Especially in this walk. And then let me keep reading, right? I said, so how can we hold on to anything in this life when we can't grant an extra second to anything, right? We can't add another minute. We can't take another minute away. And that's why it's important for us to like really live in the moment and learn to live in the moment in this walk and in this truth, because a lot of people, including myself, right, in times past, has taken time for granted, right? Or taken especially taking this walk for granted, right? Coming to the new moons and coming to the high holy days and celebrating our feasts and things like that in that nature. We've taken advantage of the time that the Most High has given us. And, we need to be more appreciative, what I'm saying, as a people, right? It says, of course, you're doing small tasks here and there. You can spend another 5 minutes on the task. You'll know, like hanging out with family, right? You guys can spend an extra day together, extra 30 minutes, whatever. But I mean, it's all in the plan anyway. So there's never a moment of, oh, well, I wish I would have spent more time here. I wish I could have spent more time with this person, or I wish I could have done anything, because we all know the end is written from the beginning. So once we become attached to things that we desire, we lose focus on what the Most High has planned already, right? So death, to me, as wild as it may seem, death is a blessing, because you escape, and escape isn't really the right word, but you're released from the bonds and the cares and the worries of this world, right? The eye of this current time frame. And although I don't want you to get my words misconstrued, because I appreciate this life, right? I appreciate the life the Most High has given all of us. And, whoever's watching this video now or in the future, right? I appreciate the time that you're taking to watch this, and Most High willing, this video helps you if you're going through some things and overcoming that, because death can lead to, serious depression. And we're going to get a little bit more into that in the lesson. It could really paralyze you, you know what I'm saying? But the Most High doesn't want death to paralyze you, because when you read these scriptures, it tells you how to deal with death properly, right? How to mourn and how long to mourn. And there's never really like a set time on saying you must mourn for this amount of time, or you can't mourn for longer than the next person, because everybody deals with these things differently, and through the spirit and power of the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? We just got to pray to him to release us from sometimes those those paralyzing spirits that be on us, right? So let's get more into this. Right. So I appreciate every moment that I have in this life, and I appreciate everything the Most High has given me for the time that I have it, right? But in the time where I don't have it, and I either lose somebody close to me or somebody loses a loved one, you want to say condolences to the family, right? You know, you want to grieve, you want to take time to grieve. But what I noticed in a lot of things with dealing with that is that most times a lot of the pain comes from the desire to want to have more time, right? Whether it be I want to spend another minute with your loved one, you know, wants to hold them again, to call them again, right? To embrace them. And you know that you'll never get that time back, right? A lot of people take advantage of time, the time that they don't know they have, right? I had made a post, I think it was like over a year ago, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of people count the time that they don't have. You know what I'm saying? Like my brother always makes it a point to me and saying, you know, Yahweh willing, right? And I'll be like, well, you know, I'll see you tomorrow. And he'll be like, you know, Yahweh willing. And it's always like, we don't know if I'm gonna see him tomorrow. So it's a good thing that he always brings me back to ground. You know what I'm saying? I can't count on tomorrow. And that's why, give me that where it says, let not the sun go down on your wrath. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Let me get that real quick, right? Because, you know, when we're dealing with our loved ones and we're dealing with family, friends, whatever it is, we think that we got time to make things right, but that person might die and you might not get that chance. You know what I'm saying? And then that's going to be a heavy spirit on you because you didn't end the conversation well. You know what I'm saying? You didn't end the last matter well. The last conversation you had with your wife before she damn left the door was, you know, you damn hate each other. And then she goes and gets in the damn car accident and dies or something like that. You know what I'm saying? These tragic things can happen. These are real life situations. And you never see that person again, right? And then you got to live with being a piece of shit because you didn't, excuse my language, right? You got to live with that for not being a man and really having a conversation with your wife. But let me get this.
This is Ephesians 4:26. It's in the GNT. It says, if you become angry, do not let your anger lead you into sin, and do not stay angry all day.
That's it. Let me get in the KJV, right? So it says, if you become angry, right, don't be angry all day. But go ahead.
Ephesians 4:26 in the KJV, it says, be ye angry and sin not.
Right.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Right. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So like at the end of the day, man, before you go to sleep, man, you got to make sure you have the conversation while you're still able to, right? Because you could die in your sleep. You know what I'm saying? Many people, even healthy people, die in their sleep. You know, people got that JAB, man, right? Causing blood clots and stuff like that. A lot of people dying from cardiac problems. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going to happen in the next 24, man, let alone the next 5 minutes. Where you can't sleep. Where you stop breathing like in the middle of the night? Yeah. You know, people got breathing problems and stuff like that. So, you know, it's always important, right? Like the scripture says, let not the sun go down upon your wrath, man. Have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And whether it be a sister or whether it be a brother, have the sit down, man. And, you know, things can't be rushed. Of course, everything has to happen in its time. You know what I'm saying? There's another scripture where it talks about, you know, not always being fast to speak. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta let the situation develop a little bit so that way you can gain a better understanding of, you know what I'm saying, pull yourself out of that emotional response and get a clear mind and then have the conversation if the Most High allows that time to line up, right? Go ahead.
Now, this is James 1:19. It says, wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath.
Right. So we gotta be slow to wrath, man. right? Swift to hear the matter out. Somebody's got an issue with you. If your wife got an issue with you, your kids got an issue with you, right? Don't just shun it off like it doesn't matter, man. Have the conversation. And communication is huge. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this, man. And so like when we're dealing with death and we're able to get the communication out and have the conversations, right? You could at least say, okay, I had this last conversation with my loved one. I got closure, right? A lot of people want to get closure about things, but if you leave it open-ended and you leave in that angry matter and something tragic happens, then you don't have closure, and then that leads to depression because now you want to live in that regret. You know what I'm saying?
That's something too.
Go ahead.
Add on
Yeah,
to
of
too.
course.
Like the same point that the brother was saying. There's been a few times, like especially for us, that we go outside and we teach, and there's times that things happen at camp where it's like, damn, it could have gone crazy. We could have either not gone home, gone to jail, or just it would have been over right there, right? And there's times where I have arguments with my rib before I leave, and I'm like, you know what? I can't just leave the house like this, because if something happens, that's the last thing she's gonna remember. We were arguing, and like how the brother said, we're just gonna it leads to that depression. So I tell her all the time, look, and it's for everybody as well watching that's is in a relationship or is hoping to get one day. You're gonna have to have a lot of uncomfortable conversations, but those uncomfortable conversations is what's gonna prevent stuff like what the brother's talking about. I'd rather my girl sit there and we both, we got to figure this out right now, because I'm not leaving the house mad at you, and
right.
You're not leaving with me being mad at you. We got to figure this out right now.
Right.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, that's one thing my mom, she always, she instilled in me and my sister as a kid. You know what I'm saying? If we're on the phone or you drop me off at school and I might have got up late or something, but she always made it a point to tell me that she loved me before we got off the phone or we got dropped off at school. And, just to lighten it up a little bit, I remember one time we was arguing in the morning at school, and I was late to school, and she was dropping me off, and she said, "I love you," whatever. I closed the door, and then I opened up the door. I said, "Hey, Mom," I said, "take this with you," and I turned around and I farted, right, and I shut the door. So it was just a little something to make her laugh, and we always talk about that story to this day, and that was when I was in like 9th, 10th grade. You know what I'm saying? But she had made it a point, to always make sure that we said we love each other. And if you hung up the phone and you didn't say I love you, she would call you right back, right, immediately. And that's something that we want to instill in our families, man. Always telling each other, we love each other, making sure it's known, because you don't want to have to live with that regret, right? So we're gonna get back into this.
To click on the top right where it says comments, so you can see them.
Oh yeah, my bad. Shalom to the family, right? In the building, right? Let me give a shout out Miami Trap Stars, right? Them brothers is doing mighty work over there in Miami. Shout out to Sister Lily, always in the building. Gabar, always in the building. Give me James 4:14 and 15, right? The brother wanted that. Let me get that. Shalom, Sister Anah. All right, Shalom, Van Life, Israelite. Oh, that's Karabia. Shalom, Karabia. In James 4?
Yeah.
All praises. You got that? Yeah, go ahead.
This is James 4:14. It says, "Whereas you know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life?"
Right, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Like, what is our life, man? Go ahead.
"It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time."
And that's what, a lot of people, I share with people, man. Our life is a vapor, man, right? Our life is just a millisecond. I tell people, man, I've been in this truth, I'm saying, all praise to the Most High for like 6 years. But, that's a fraction of a second to the Most High. We ain't nothing in this walk, man. You know what I'm saying? And our lifespan is only 100 years, right? Which is a tenth of a day to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, some more on that.
Con.
Go ahead.
"It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time, and then vanisheth away. For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that."
Say it again. Read it again. Give me that in the AMP, Banya.
Verse 15.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, say the verse 15 again.
Con, James 4:15, it says, "For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live."
If the Lord will. It's not counting something that isn't, we don't know is going to happen, man. If the Lord wills it, we shall live. Go ahead.
And do this or that.
Right. And do this or that, man. Right. So we gotta plan to get to camp after class if the Lord wills it. Right. Give me that in the AMP and read it loud. Loud. 14 and 15. Read it loud.
This is the book of James, chapter 4 and verse 14.
You gotta read louder.
In the AMP, yet you do not know the least things about what may happen in your life tomorrow.
Right. We don't know the least things is what's gonna happen. Right. Go ahead.
What is secure in your life? You are merely a vapor, like a puff of smoke, or a wisp of steam from a cooking pot.
Right. We are like vapor from a cooking pot, right? Just real minuscule and small. Go ahead.
That is visible for a little while.
Like, right, it comes up out the pot. You see it going up to the pot into the damn vent. Go ahead.
That is visible for a little while, and then vanishes in Salakia. Then vanishes into thin air.
All right, and then vanishes into thin air. That's it on that 15.
This is 15.
Okay, so we are so minuscule, man, right? That our life is like a vapor, right? And it's quick, man. You know what I'm saying? And that vapor vanishes fast, and you don't even think about that vapor how fast it finished, man. Right? And that's why when we in this walk and in this life, and we growing up, and we're, you know what I'm saying, we're living our day-to-day lives. You know what I'm saying? You wake up one day and you damn 36 years old, man. And you're like, man, where'd time go, man? Right? Or you damn, you know what I'm saying? You got kids and you got one kid, and then all of a sudden you got 3 kids, right? You know what I'm saying? How'd that happen? It just happened like a flash of a moment, right? It's quick. But go ahead and finish that.
Verse 15, instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and we will do this or that.
Right. If the Lord wills, we will do this or that. And shout the water for the precept sister. We just got that one too. All praises. So we're gonna get back. You got anything else?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So this is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 5. It says, "For our time is a very shadow that passeth away,
and our time is like a shadow." Right. Go ahead.
And after our end, there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again.
Come on. Don't break it down.
I mean, it's going into the same thing. Our lives really ain't nothing, and after that is, we did everything we could, and that was it. Basically, how I'm kind of taking it is how you're saying, enjoy everything right now, because those people that are around you, you never know when their time when your time is gonna be up, man.
All right. So we're gonna get back into this. Right. So I said everything is in schedules, and seeing your family certain days, right, or certain times. Sometimes we lose track on what really matters, right? The things that really matter in this lifetime, obviously, worshiping God, right, the Most High Yahweh, building and growing a family, right, whether you're able to have kids or not, but if you're a part of an organization, you know what I'm saying, that's your family, right? We're all family in this, Yasharallah, man, Israel. We're all family. So when we're coming together, no matter what camp you're a part of, no matter what, if you're not a part of a camp, right, we're all Israelites in this thing, man. We got to all love each other as such, right, despite the differences, right? And worshiping God, and, you know, overall health, right, when it comes to physical health, mental health, and even dieting right, even eating the right things and putting the right nutrients in your body. All these things matter, and they all add up. But some people can't stomach the time that they've either wasted, missed opportunities, things of that sort. But in hindsight, looking at it in a spiritual lens, you couldn't expect another minute because that wasn't what was written. And I don't want this to come off the wrong way as if I'm being unempathetic on the thoughts and feelings of others, because I understand that everybody doesn't have the mindset that I have, right? And so oftentimes I felt weird about having this mindset about death, right? And being so comfortable Hey, shalom to the Malachium right out here in Sacramento. Shalom, brothers. Right. And I felt weird about having this mindset of death because I was so accepting of it. And I just understood that, you know, we all have our time, and not knowing that we can't ask for another second. I'm like, well, I mean, if somebody dies, man, they're at rest, right? They're in paradise. They're in a resting place with Christ and the Most High and all the other angels and all the other spirits, right?
It's like just one thing, just because it came to mind when you were saying that too, of everybody, because we don't know our story, right? We don't know what's gonna happen later. We don't know, we don't have no heads up of what our storyline is. When God blocks shots for you, our first instinct is always to complain, right? Oh, he didn't do this for me. He didn't do that for me, right? I have just a quick side note, right? Last Sunday, I was out here in the East Bay and I'm going home, right? And we catch hella traffic, and I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to chill. I don't want to. I'm not. This is the last thing I'm trying to do on my day off is be stuck in this traffic. We're stuck in traffic for hella long. When I get home, my mom tells me that just the fire department had just left the house because something had burnt in the house, right? So one thing is us realizing that not every time, just because something is annoying to you, because something comes up that you see as a stumbling block, sometimes that's the Lord looking out for you.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. Right. Like if you damn missed the exit off the freeway, right? Imagine you took that exit and all of a sudden you damn get into like a terrible car crash, right? I just had a family member. They just got into a real bad car accident like 2 days ago, right? So pray for them. Broken bone. My cousin, she got a broken bone. Her husband got a broken neck and 2 ribs. They have 3 kids that were in the backseat of the car. You know, the kids are thankfully all okay, but you know, them in the front seat, you know, and the car and the van was it was bad, right? So, but you know, all praise to the Most High, they were alive, right? You know, that's something to be grateful for, even though that tragic accident happened, and you know what I'm saying, that's something that we want to try to avoid. It wasn't in their cars to avoid that accident, you know, and the Most High had mercy on them that they're still alive.
And sometimes things like that, so like sometimes things like that are, not to say that it's needed, but sometimes things like that put a reality check on everything.
Right.
To be like, damn, you know what, I gotta maybe appreciate my kids more. Maybe I should watch a little bit more of everything. Right. And that in itself, sometimes we need, you know, a kick in the ass sometimes, man.
Yeah, and then and this is the thing too, right? Like, say they was, not saying that this happened, right? But say they was bickering back and forth in the car, and then they got in a car accident, and then one of the parents dies, right? Dude broke his neck. Maybe his neck snapped completely, where he damn died from his neck breaking, and then now he no longer has an opportunity to make it right with my cousin and to get you know what I'm saying, hash they ways out. That's gonna be a huge weight on the family. Right. And so, you know, when we're dealing with death, more so we want to deal with life, right? We want to appreciate life. And that's how we really deal with death, is appreciating the life we have and the time that we've had with our loved ones and the time we've had on this earth, right? So I'm gonna get back into this, right? So oftentimes I have felt weird about having this mindset about death. I said it, but it just led me to be at peace where I'm at. A strong adaptation to a time in my life, right? Or what's that word? Adaptation, or it's like a time, like a strong time in my life, right, where I can tie this back in, right? Because at one point it was hard for me to deal with death, right? And that was dealing with the loss of my grandmother that I was talking about at the beginning of this lesson. Right, because I grew up real close to my grandmother. She was always taking me everywhere, right? Like when I used to go to Toys R Us and play Pokemon and be in the dang tournaments, or whether I was going to like baseball practice, you know what I'm saying, or going over her house and spending the night, or swimming at her house because she had a pool. We spent a lot of time at my grandma's house, and she was always there for us. She was really like the rock of our family, right? And then, you know, also in that time I was in the world, obviously, because I grew up with my Edomite side of my family. And so we was always celebrating holidays together, and she was the rock to always pull everyone together. And I said, but aside from my mother, she was one of the closest people to me in my life. And a lot had happened when the Most High had took her, right? I said, but the Most High had called her up because I like I like that better, to know that the Most High had called her up. I thought I would be ready because I was in the truth, right? But at this time, I was in the hospital with her, and my grandmother, she had a brain aneurysm, and she had to have surgery. They had to put a stent in her brain, in her head, and she was real worried about going into surgery because she was afraid to die. So I tried to reassure her, and I shared with her. I said, everything is going to be okay. And this is just me trying to comfort her, but really, I don't know what's going to happen, right? Well, the stent didn't work, and so the blood was still passing by her brain, right, and caused her to have a brain aneurysm, and ultimately it led to her death. At first, when I was in the hospital, I was watching her on her deathbed. She was in a vegetable state, right? Because my aunt, she was at my aunt's house, and they were doing whatever, and this was after the surgery, and all of a sudden my grandma, she started to get real agitated and real mad, and she had a seizure, right? And then she ended up dying on the way to the hospital. And so the ambulance had to resuscitate her. And this is the traumatic event that my aunt had to go through, right? And so my aunt is driving on the way to the hospital, and my grandma dies in the car. And so she pulls over, calls the ambulance, but she's in a vegetable state. And they get her, they resuscitate her. But here I'm staring at this and looking at this woman who practically raised me, and it was hard for me to see. And it took a little bit for it to sit in, but when the death hit me, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I'll never forget the point where I was sitting in my garage, and I was living in LA at this time, right? And I had caught an emergency flight up north to go visit my family. And fast forwarding, when I got back down to LA, I had some of her clothes, and I was sitting in the garage, and it was hard for me to process. And I was really asking myself, God, why did you take her, right? And this was right before I came into the truth, and I was, being selfish. And it says, and I said, we have to take time to grieve the loss. Everybody's grieving process is different, but I'll never forget. Or I just remember being in the garage in my old house and squeezing the life out of a pillow and just emptied myself, knowing right there on the floor, I was just wailing, crying. And it came to a point that I understood this was her time. And no matter what, everything has to happen the way it happens. And I was just grateful for her life, right? That she had lived, because I am here because of that woman, right? And this goes into, when people's family members pass, we're all here because of our family members, and we all have to appreciate, right, their life. I said I'm grateful that the life the Most High gave her, in the extent where she was able to have a fairly decent sized family and really show what it meant to be the rock of the family, to be there not only for your children, but your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. She was a very selfless woman, and I couldn't ask for more time, because I understand that that's not something that's possible, right? And so that's something that we have to understand with death, is we just got to understand this is just part of life, right? Just as sometimes we wake up by the grace of the Most High. Same thing, man. Everything has a time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it did. All right. So it reminded me of this verse, right? So this is Isaiah 57, verse 1. It says, "The righteous perisheth, and no man layeth it to heart. And merciful men are taken away, none considering," right? So no one thinks that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come.
Right.
So sometimes the Most High, removes somebody, takes them up with him, just so they don't have to go through everything else that we're going to have to go through.
Right,
you know what I mean? Because we're not as righteous as stand up as that man. Sometimes it's the Lord is mysterious, man.
Yeah.
The things that he do, and we can't understand until way later.
Yeah, and that's true, man. We had a real good brother, man, Danya Allah, man, right? And when we was in Sakari, the brother Danya Allah, he had passed away from COVID, but this brother was real fervent in the walk, man. You know what I'm saying? And he and we don't know what the Most High saved him from, even though, you know what I'm saying, he left behind a beautiful family. You know what I'm saying? It was his time to go, man. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate to us, you know, that the brother got called up, and that all of our close relatives get called up. But it's all in the Most High's will, you know what I'm saying? And Yahweh willing, he damn wakes up in the kingdom, right? Away from all this, away from all the trials and the tribulations that we got to go through and suffer through in this life. You know what I'm saying? So back to this, right? I said I just have to be grateful for the time that I had with my family, and ultimately how to deal with death for me is being grateful for the times that you have. And that's why a lot of people have to learn to live in the present moment, because the past is the past, and the past will hold you back. It will keep you numb. It will prolong the future. And if you always dwell in it, if you always dwell in it. And so what I want to share is another personal story, right? Where I could give a little background, right, of how I've come into my thoughts of understanding. And this is kind of what this has been. And we are going to get to the scriptures, right? But I want this to be a personal class, man. I want brothers and sisters. And really, a lot of the things in this word and in this walk, I don't got to damn beat you over the head with the Bible, right? Because we are people. We are real life, you know, human beings. We are not robots, man. But these scriptures are what help guide us, man. And that's where I've been able to come to my understanding. But, you know, giving you a personal testimony of, you know, something that I've been through and it may help you, right? It may not. It may be how it will, and it does. But you know, that's the intent, at least behind it, is that it helps you overcome, you know, some of the things that you're going through for whoever may see this, right? So I said, with that said, right, I said, and we're gonna take some questions and stuff, you know, from the audience and get some feedback here shortly, right? But holding in your thoughts and your feelings are not necessarily beneficial. There's obviously a time and a place and company in which you can outlet those feelings, or be someone you can outsource to. You know, you are not just pouring yourself out to everybody, but it is important to be open and transparent, because it only helps you deal with things, with more things in a different severity of levels of things when you deal with it openly, right? Of course, you have internal battles, but you got to deal with it. It's just like I relate it to like public speaking, right? Everybody's not good at being a public speaker, and it takes practice to become comfortable and to understand how to do the same when dealing with death or dealing with trauma, right? Talking about it, right? Voicing it out loud, obviously, with an unbiased party. But even if people are biased, still voicing the things that you need to say are going to help you grow. But it isn't an excuse to stay stuck and stagnant, because ultimately grief can lead to your own demise and your own withering away and your own loss of life. So with that said, let's get into some scriptures, right? So give me Sirach 38 and 16. You got a point or anything?
No.
Okay. Yeah, give me Sirach.
This is Sirach 38, verse 16 in the GNT. My child.
I'm gonna read it 23.
My child, when someone dies, you should mourn.
Right? When someone dies, you should mourn, right? It's normal. Go ahead.
Weep and wail to show how deeply you feel the loss.
Right? It didn't say suppress your feelings and not talk to anybody, right? It didn't say shut yourself in the house and do nothing. It says weep and wail to show how deeply you feel for the loss. Go ahead.
Prepare the body in the proper way and be present at the burial.
Right? And, you know, some people can't be present at certain burials, right? If you're a Nazarite, obviously don't go to the burial. But go ahead.
Weep bitterly and passionately.
Right.
observe the proper period of mourning for the person.
Right. Observe the proper period. Now, is there a certain time limit on that? No, we already covered that. But go through the process, right? Feel the pain and reconcile the loss. Go ahead.
Mourn for a whole day or maybe two to keep people from talking. But then pull yourself together and reconcile yourself to the loss.
Right. So it says to mourn, right? To keep people from talking. Because if your mother dies and you don't shed a tear and you just act like nothing happened, it's like, damn, what's wrong with this dude? Right? Like this dude didn't feel no type of pain for his mom that just passed, or his dad that just passed, or even your son or daughter or whatever. But go ahead.
Kind of, it just reminded me also of the point that you had brought up, because I feel like I was the same way growing up when we'd go to like friends' funerals that would happen, bro. We could be sitting there looking at the casket and everything. Everybody's just tripping, crying. I'm like, bro, I understand why you're sad and everything, but I just don't feel that way. But then later when everyone's chilling, it hits me way later. You know what I mean? So, but to get to this point, obviously Sirach is just wisdom. So he's kind of like, just so people don't talk about you, you know, just basically saying to fake it or something. You know what I mean? Just weep, right? So no one says nothing. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like everybody deals with death their own proper way. And to me, this is obviously advice. You know what I mean? But you deal with stuff how you deal with it, and it's not. What I take from it is don't be ashamed, you know, for mourning essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So mourn for a whole day or maybe two to keep people from talking, but then pull yourself together and reconcile yourself to the loss. Grief can undermine your health and even lead to your own death.
Right. That's it, man. Right. It can paralyze you, man. That grief can be so heavy, man. You'll lose yourself, man, and it can lead to your own death. Right. You damn stop eating. You damn stop drinking water. Stop going outside and just sit in the house and wither away. You know what I'm saying? I was doing a clean out, right, of this house. You know, I work in landscaping, but I was doing a clean out of this house, and you know, this dude, the family had hired me, but the guy that lived there was their brother or their son, right? And the son lived by himself in this 3-bedroom house, but he was bedridden, and he didn't leave the house the whole time. But the sister shared with me is that they grew up in a traumatic state, right? In a traumatic household where their father would beat on them, XYZ, this, that, and the third. And the son, like it really took a toll on him. And the father and the father, I think, had got out of prison, and the son was supposed to go meet up with his dad, and he ended up not going to meet up with his dad. And then the dad ended up dying. And then that is what triggered him to go in his, let's say, become a hermit, you know what I'm saying? And just sit in the house and drink. Bro, when I went and cleaned this house, I'm telling you, like, you couldn't see the floor. It was beer bottles. He had cats in there, the damn HDX boxes that are from Home Depot full of cat litter and piss and shit. And Salaki, excuse my language. But I'm talking like mounds of trash. And this is all led from depression, right? And this is all led from, you know, that depression of him not being able to get that closure led to him becoming bedridden to where, bro, it was, I mean, I'm talking like bugs, spiders, flies, like the cat. He had dead cats in his house. He had a dead cat in his garage. It was just sad to really see this and to see like how much depression can really lead to you just, you know what I'm saying, withering and killing yourself. And the cold part is, right, like, the cold part is day one of cleaning the house. We went there, we spent like 6 hours just getting trash out and filled up a whole big dumpster, like 14 by 22 foot dumpster full of trash, right? And day two, we were supposed to go back. I got delayed. And then the family calls me right before I was about to get there, like 30 minutes before I was about to get there, because I was supposed to be there at, let's say, 9 in the morning, and I ended up not going there till 12. The family calls me at 11:30 and says that he died in this room. And, you know, me personally, I can't be around dead bodies, so the Most High spared me for that. You know what I'm saying? He really spared me at that time, because I'm supposed to go back to this dude's house and clean, and continue cleaning, and he died before I got there. But the main point of that story is that he didn't get closure with his dad, and it led to the grief and the overwhelming depression that ultimately led him to be bedridden for I think it was like 5 years he was living there by himself, and then he died in the bed, man. You know what I'm saying? Died in his grief and his sorrow, because he mentally never got back right. So, but let's get back to this.
This is Sirach 38:19. In the GNT, grief lingers on after the death of a loved one, but it is not wise to let it lead you into poverty.
Right.
Don't lose yourself in sorrow. Drive it away.
Right. You got to drive that sorrow away, man. You got to pray the Most High to take them damn demons up off you, man. Them damn spirits that's holding you and keeping you paralyzed. Go ahead.
Khan, remember that we must all die sometime.
We must all die, man. Ain't nobody. There's a couple people that escape death in the Bible, man, and we ain't them people, right? So we all got to go through this, man. Go ahead.
There is no way to bring the dead person back.
There's no way, man. You can't pray long enough to God. You can't wish him back. You know what I'm saying? Get a damn genie and try to wish him back, right? Go to a damn one of them tarot card readers and speak to the tarot card readers to talk to the dead man, right? Because that's against the law. Right, but go ahead.
There is no way to bring the dead person back.
Mm-hmm.
All your sorrow does him no good.
Right, all your sorrow does the dead person no good, man. Right, go ahead.
And it hurts you. Don't forget that.
Right, it hurts you, so it will paralyze you. Go ahead.
And also, I wanted to add on something, right? So one of my sisters, her husband, right, had a family member that passed away, and every week they would just go to the cemetery and kick it there. And I remember I did that a bunch of times too with friends that had passed away. Right, we just go to a tombstone, chill there and everything. But in the same time, you're not giving yourself that. And I told her, I'm like, she'd bring my nephew and everything. I'm like, kind of like, damn, don't you think it's kind of like, I get it. You want to, how they say, keep their memory alive and all this stuff. But at the same time, you're not letting it move on from your life. You're letting it linger right there. Like, see, one of the GNT on the bottom, right? It says, drive it away, how it says, or put the memory of the person aside. Because at the same time, some people, how you said, lose themselves in the deaths,
right?
Of where they can't do nothing else with their life because that's all they're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'll just read that one more time. There is no way to bring that person back, that dead person back. All your sorrow does him no good, and it hurts you. Don't forget that. Yeah.
And like when you go and visit that tombstone, man, they're not there. You know what I'm saying? You're going to visit a rock. You know what I mean? As shallow as it may seem. When you're going to visit a gravesite, your family member is not there. Your family member is with God in heaven, man. The spirit of that person is with God in heaven, and over time, their bones is going damn decrepit, go back to the earth, man. So you're not going to visit your family. You're going to visit a rock. You can do the same thing at your house, right? You know what I mean? But it's like this mental thing that this society has bred in us, is that we got to go pay homage to the dead and go visit the dead, so that way we can talk with them or something like that. But that's not gonna happen, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just your mind making stuff up.
Facts. And again, side story, right? So for most of y'all that know, like, my grandpa passed earlier this year, right? And my mom, before my grandpa had passed, my mom basically got in an argument with my grandpa and was like, I don't ever want to see you again. My grandpa moves to Mexico. He ends up getting in a car crash in Mexico, passes away. My mom starts, all of a sudden, my pictures of my grandpa up at her house, and, altars and candles and everything. And she's like, man, he keeps coming to me in my dreams and this and that. And he like all this stuff. And I tell my mom, I'm like, when I read the Bible, I don't read something about his spirit being stuck here because you and him or something went wrong. I'm like, this is you in your mind. That's something that you're battling with because you left it that way. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And people come up with that mindset of, well, his spirit is stuck here, so I need to go and need to go to a witch, and she needs to do this and that or whatever in order for his spirit to go back. He's stuck in the purgatory. No, my grandpa is with the Father. Right. You know what I mean? Waiting for his comeback to come back down here through one of our descendants. But it's because of her mind, how she was with my grandpa, that she's in that mindset of that. You know, tying it all back into this. Don't let your wrath go down on the sun. Or what was it? Yeah. Let me read it one more time. It says, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Yeah. Right? So in that sense, otherwise, that's what you're going to be. Stuck in that mind. The Lord is going to choose a strong delusion for you.
You got to get in that closure, man. Right? And, Yeah, there is a depression video on our channel, man. Right. Shout out to Gabar for bringing that up and how to deal with it. And depression ultimately is dealing with a lack of faith. You know what I'm saying? Um, and you know, another thing too, right? Your parents or your grandparents, man, they're not coming back as no butterfly or nothing like that, right? So I'll be thinking like, oh, my grandma, you know, because my mom, she shares that. She's like, oh my, you know, grandma loved these big black bumblebees. So every time I see a big black bumblebee, that's grandma flying by. I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? Because there's only so much you can really say to somebody who's really not in the spirit like that. But
that's what Salak, and that's what keeps little stuff. You'll hold on to little stuff like that, little delusions like that, because you didn't have that closure that you really wanted. My mom, like, bro, the other day, I forget what was going on in the house. Something had happened on our street, and the light flickered, and my mom's like, "Yep, that was my grandpa." And I'm just like, bro, I'm like, Barb, I don't know, man.
no, the light bulb is just messed up and needs to be swapped out. That's what's wrong with it.
I remember.
And it's sad, bro, to be real.
Yeah. It really is though, because you know because you got the spirit of understanding that the Most High blessed you with having the spirit of understanding, right? And you want your people that are close to you to understand is like you're living and stuck in this grief, you know what I'm saying? And they're at peace. So you got to be at peace because they're at peace. But then it ties back to that selfish desire that we were talking about in the beginning, is you didn't get the closure you wanted, you know what I'm saying? And you wanted things to happen a different way, but it just didn't happen that way. And that's where we just got to be real with ourselves, man. But
Con, this is Sirach 38 and 22 in the GNT. You will die just as he did.
all right.
Today it was his turn. Tomorrow it will be yours.
Right. And that's not literal, obviously, but it's just saying that, you know, he died today, man, and your day is coming. Go ahead.
When the dead have been laid to rest, let the memory of them fade.
Right. Let the memory of them fade, because it's only a couple of generations that's really going to remember, you know what I'm saying? Let's say my grandpa, right? I never met my dad's dad. I was a kid when I met him. All I got is pictures. You know what I'm saying? So when my dad passes and my kids come up, most I have them, they gonna have a little bit of memories, but you know, 2 or 3 generations later, all you're gonna be is a photograph. None of your memories that you did in your life are gonna stick. You know what I'm saying? None of the things that we did in this life are really gonna stick like that. You know what I'm saying? Your memory is gonna fade. Go ahead.
Con, when the dead, so like in verse 23, when the dead have been laid to rest, let the memory of them fade.
Right.
Once they are gone, take courage.
Right. And that's another thing too, man. Like when we got family members and they be dying or on hospice or something like that, and you go see the last memory of them is you know, them withering away. Like I had just paid a visit to my mom's best friend. She grew up braiding my hair, and her mom was real close. Her name was Miss Alice, right? And she's at rest right now. But I went to go see her. She was on hospice, hooked up to machines, and you know, she's just laying there in the bed. And so your last memory of that person is now them sick and withering away, versus the you know, the good memories that you had with them when they were in good health. You know what I'm saying? So again, it says once they are gone, man, take courage, right? Like take courage in knowing that, you know, they're at rest. And then Sirach 7:33 through 36.
This is Sirach 7 and 33 in the GNT. Be generous to every living soul and be gracious to the memory of the dead.
Right. It's not saying that, and this is by no means are we saying to just forget about them. You know what I'm saying? Not remember your family or your friends or whatever, the good times. It says be gracious unto them, right? To every living soul and the memory of the dead. Go ahead.
Show sympathy to those who have lost a loved one and mourn with them.
Right. And feel the compassion. And that's where we got to, you know what I'm saying, where I had to learn to have compassion for people's feelings. Right. Because at one point in time, I was like, I don't understand why you're mourning. Right. My best friend, bro, growing up, I've known this dude for as long as I've literally been alive. Right. His daughter died 3 days after she was born. And, you know, it's a heavy thing, man. You go through a long pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? It was his first daughter that he was looking at having. You know, she's in the hospital having complications. And 3 days after she was born, she died, man. And then all I'm thinking in my brain, because I'm in dang robot mode, instead of having compassion for my brother that's going through something, all I can think about is these scriptures about, okay, well, go ahead and mourn and get over it. You know what I'm saying? That and that was kind of like, for me, that was kind of messed up, because I wasn't having sympathy on him, right? And his family. And I'm just trying to feed them scriptures because I know the food they need to eat. But in the same time, you know what I'm saying, I can't try to force the feeling of, you know what I'm saying, what they're going through to become quicker. Just be there and be comforting for them, right? And take compassion on the things and have sympathy, as the scripture says, for them going through that. All right, go ahead.
Sirach 7:35. Do not hesitate to visit the sick.
Mm-hmm.
You will be loved for things like these.
All right.
Whatever you do, remember that someday you must die. As long as you keep this in mind, you will never sin.
Right. And so we got to remember, man, someday we're all going to die, man. Right. Someday we all going to have to take account for the things that we've done in this life. And, knowing that and knowing to walk in this straight and narrow, we're going to aim to live a sinless life. You know what I'm saying? So give me Ecclesiastes 12:7, KJV.
This is Ecclesiastes 12:7, right? It says, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was.
Because we're made from the dust, right? Man was made from the dust of the earth. And it says, the dust shall return to the earth as it was. Go ahead.
And the spirit shall return unto God who gave it.
Right. So when our family members die, man, no matter what they did in this lifetime, when everybody dies, everybody's spirit goes back up to God, right? And they're at rest, right? They're in paradise. Give me 2 Samuel 12:15. Nah, we're going to skip it. That's for the scoffers on it.
All right, I'll just read that. Yeah. This is 2 Samuel 12:15.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and then it's skipping to 17.
No,
right?
you can read straight there.
Okay,
Yeah.
And Nathan departed unto his house,
Mm-hmm.
and the Lord struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very sick.
Right. So Nathan the prophet, right, is coming up to David, and the child is sick that David had conceived with Bathsheba, right, out of adultery. Go ahead.
And the elders of his house arose and went to him
Mm-hmm.
to raise him up from the earth, but he would not.
Right, because David is feeling it, man. He sees his child is sick, man. He's depressed. Go ahead.
Neither did he eat bread with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass on the seventh day
On the seventh day, right? Go ahead.
that the child died.
Right.
And the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead.
Right, because David was in a mourning state. Right, the child was very sick. He didn't want to eat. He was laying on the floor. He was hurt. He was mourning for the child. Go ahead.
For they said, Behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he would not hearken unto our voice.
Right, because he was in depression, if you will. Right, he was down and out. Go ahead.
How will he then vex himself if we tell him that the child is dead?
They thinking that it's only gonna get worse. He's down and out right now. Now his child dies. It's only gonna get worse. But what happened?
But when David saw that his servants whispered, David perceived that his child was dead,
Mm-hmm.
that the child was dead. Therefore David said unto his servants, Is the child dead?
Right, asking the question. Go ahead.
And they said, He is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Then David arose from the earth
Right.
and washed and anointed himself
Mm-hmm.
and changed his apparel
Mm-hmm.
and came into the house of the Lord and worshiped.
Now we gotta read that again, man. Right, because the child literally just died. He found out. Boom. The child died. What did he do immediately after the child died? Read it again.
Then David arose from the earth
Right. After he got the news, he arose from the earth,
and washed and anointed himself
washed his face. You know what I'm saying? Cleaned himself up.
and changed his apparel
Mm-hmm.
and came into the house of the Lord and worshiped.
And that's what David did, man. Right. David had a child die right after his birth of the child. Got lamented for the child while the child was sick and in ill health. The child died. He got up. He washed himself off, brushed his damn chomps. You know what I'm saying? Changed his clothes, and went to the house of the Lord, man, and prayed, man. Right, and worshiped. Go ahead.
Then he came to his own house, and when he required, they set bread before him,
Mm-hmm.
and he did eat.
All right, and that's when he ate. All right, that's when he ended his fast. Go ahead.
Then said his servants unto him, What thing is this that thou hast done?
Mm-hmm.
Thou didst fast and weep for the child when it was alive.
Right? Because these servants are like, man, this dude didn't eat a dang thing when the child was sick. But now that the child ain't sick no more, the child died. This man got up, changed his clothes, anointed his head, went and prayed to the Lord. Now he's eating. Go ahead.
But when the child was dead, thou didst rise and eat bread.
Right.
And he said, while the child was yet alive, I fasted and wept.
Mm-hmm.
For I said, who can tell whether God will be gracious to me?
Right. Because he didn't know if God was going to give him mercy or not, or the child mercy or not. Right. Go ahead.
That the child may live.
Mm-hmm.
But now he is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore should I fast?
Right. Why should I fast when my child is dead? Right. What I got to fast for? You know what I'm saying? My child passed. I know that the Lord took my child, and I understand that. Go ahead.
Can I bring him back again?
Mm-hmm.
I shall go to him, but he shall not return to me.
Right. And what does that mean? Right. I shall go to him, and he shall not return to me. Because David, he gonna die one day, man. He gonna go to his child, man, that had to die. But what happened was, you know, right here in this example, you get Ecclesiastes 22 and 11. What happened in this example, right? David's son was sick, and while the child was sick, he mourned. He fasted, right? He prayed to God to deliver him. The child ended up dying. David didn't stay stuck. David didn't stay stuck, right? In that state, he got up and he washed his countenance and he ate, man, and gave thanks to the Lord, man. Go ahead.
Sirach.
Yep.
On Sirach 22 and 11, right? It says, weep for the dead, for he had lost the light, and weep for the fool, for he wanteth understanding, but make little weeping for the dead, for he is at rest.
Mm-hmm.
But the life of the fool is worse than death.
All right, so it says, weep for the dead, for he has lost the light. Right? Weep for the fool, for he wanteth understanding. Maketh a little weeping for the dead, for he is at rest. Right? So, you know, we don't want to get stuck in that depression state, man. You know what I'm saying? Those that are at rest, I mean, those that are dead are at rest. Right? And that's something that we got to understand. Go ahead.
Let's see. Verse 12, 7 days do men mourn for him that is dead, but for a fool and an ungodly man, all the days of his life.
Mm-hmm. So 7 days do men mourn for him that is dead, but a fool is going to mourn all days of his life, man. Right? And if you get stuck in that depression state, you know what I'm saying? Respectfully, man, you a fool, man. You know what I'm saying? You throwing your own life away, man. You wasting and withering away because of a natural cause. You know? But let me see what I want to get next, because we're gonna skip down a little bit. Give me Ecclesiastes 3, and just read 1 and 2.
Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Right, so there's a season for everything, as we were speaking about earlier. Right, go ahead.
A time to be born and a time to die.
Right, so a time to be born and a time to die. That's really the point, right? Because when you keep reading all the way to verse 8, it tells you different times and different seasons on things that are going to happen. But the point of this, dealing with death, is that we have to understand that there's a time to be born and then there's a time to die, right? Let me get Ecclesiastes 3:14 through 22. And after 16, I need a precept, 2nd Ezra 14 and 34.
Okay, Con. So this is Ecclesiastes 3 and 14, right? It says, I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever.
Right.
Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And God doeth it, that man should fear before him.
All right, we got a reverence before God, right? Because whatever God ordains is going to happen. If we lose a family member, or if we lose a loved one, you know what I'm saying? It's meant to happen. Go ahead.
That which hath been is now.
Right.
And that which is to be hath already been.
Right. There's nothing new under the sun. Go ahead.
And God requireth that which is past.
Right. And God's going to require the things that we do in this lifetime. He's going to require for our next. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
So under the sun is the place of judgment, right? Talking about the earth. Go ahead.
That wickedness was there. And the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
Right. So righteousness and iniquity is here under the sun, and it calls this place the place of judgment. Right. So after we die, right? Go ahead.
You want Second Ezra?
Yeah, Second Ezra.
Second Ezra 14:34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding,
Right. Put your own understanding aside.
and reform your hearts,
Reform your heart and your mind.
you shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy.
Right. You shall be kept alive. Right. Kept alive, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. And after death, you shall obtain mercy from the Most High. Right. Go ahead.
For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again.
So we're going to live again after death. Right. So after death, you get your judgment, and under the sun is the place of judgment. Right. So the people that we lose in this lifetime, if it be the will of the Most High, they're going to come back. Right. Because the Most High can destroy the soul and the spirit. Right. But ultimately, we will live again. Go ahead.
And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Right. And go back to 17.
This is Ecclesiastes 3:17. I said in mine heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked.
Right.
For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work.
Right.
I said in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts.
Right.
For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts.
Right. Same thing that happens to the animals. Animals die in the wilderness. Same things that happen to us. We ain't special. Go ahead.
Even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other.
Right. We all die. Go ahead.
Yeah, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast.
Right.
For all is vanity.
Right.
All go unto one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again.
Right. We all go unto one place. And where's that one place? Go ahead.
Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth.
Right. So we go up to the Father, man, just like Ecclesiastes 12:7 said, right? The dust returns to the earth, and the spirit goes back to God who gave it. Go ahead.
Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion.
Right.
For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him?
Right. And we don't know the things that's going to come after us, right? So our future generations, things of that matter, right? We don't know, but we got to rejoice in our own works, right? In this time frame, right? And those works are serving the Lord, man. It's plain as day, man. Right? Ecclesiastes 6:1-12 in the GNT.
So this is Ecclesiastes 6 in the GNT. I have noticed that in this world, that serious injustice is done. God will give us wealth, honor, and property. Yes, everything we want, but then he will not let us enjoy it.
Right.
Some stranger will enjoy it instead.
Because look, I work for myself, and the Most High blessed me to be able to do that. Right. And I'm building up my company, and there's other brothers that's working for themselves, building up their company. And let's say I live a lifetime building this company, and then I die. All my work is being left to somebody else. Right. Go ahead.
It is useless, and it just isn't right. We may have 100 children and live a long time, but no matter how long we live, if we do not get our share of happiness and do not receive a decent burial, then I say that a baby born dead is better off.
Right. And Solomon was really, to me, Solomon was really in his feelings, man. You know what I'm saying? He was really in his feelings, like not in a bad way, but he was like, man, this life is vanity, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we do here in this, you know what I'm saying, in this earth, it eventually comes to naught. But that doesn't mean we just live however we want to live and just be, you know what I'm saying, live with no purpose. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the Most High gives us everything that we have anyways, right? So we can't be storing our riches here on earth and storing the valuable things here on earth, because we understand that everything is for a time. Go ahead.
Verse 4, it does that baby no good to be born. It disappears into darkness where it is forgotten. It never sees the light of day or knows what life is like. but at least it has found rest.
Right, and so that baby, right, that got born and died at birth, it just knows rest. It don't know the pains of having to try to barely make ends meet and pay the rent. It don't know the pains of dealing with the cares of this world, right? It doesn't know the pains of the sickness that's in this world, the evilness that's in this world. It lived and died a peaceful life. You know what I'm saying? But in our mental, right, in our mindset, we want that baby to live, to be able to grow old, you know what I'm saying, to have its own family. But again, those are selfish desires in ourselves. That wasn't the plan the Most High had for that baby. That baby's judgment, just how David's baby's judgment was to come into this earth and to die shortly after, right, and be back at rest. Go ahead.
Verse 6, more so than the man who never enjoys life,
Mm-hmm.
though he may live 2,000 years.
Right.
After all, both of them are going to the same place.
Right. A man that didn't even enjoy life, lived life miserable. Right. There's a lot of people in this lifetime, especially nowadays, that are miserable, bro. Especially all the damn zombies we got walking around this earth right now, man. Right. Especially all the zombies, like I was seeing we call it the fent bent. You know what I'm saying? It's sad to see, man. It's sad to see that there's literally a walking dead of people out here that all they want to do is just sit on the street, get high, and do drugs, man. And this is the world that we live in right now. So that baby don't got to take part in this evil world. How willing it gets born in the kingdom where none of that stuff's gonna be happening. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
We do all our work just to get something to eat, but we never have enough.
Right, we never have enough, right?
How are the wise better off than fools? What good does it do the poor to know how to face life?
Mm-hmm.
It is useless. It is like chasing the wind.
Mm-hmm.
It is better to be satisfied with what you have
Mm-hmm.
than to be always wanting something else.
And that's something that our people really gotta like be at peace with be at peace with what the Most High has blessed you with, right? That's not saying to just not strive and to become better and to put more effort into attaining more in this life, and to be have the quote unquote nice things of this life. But it's saying read that part one more time.
Con. Verse 9.
It is better.
It is better to be satisfied with what you have,
right,
than to be always wanting something else.
Right, and that could lead to covetousness. You know what I'm saying? You got a homie. He's damn driving a G-Wagon around, and you like, man, why old boy driving a G-Wagon? How I can get in that? How can I get in that G-Wagon when I'm over here driving a 2012 Fiat 500, man? You know what I'm saying? With a missing window. Go ahead.
Verse 10. I had a precept after this
too.
Yeah. Verse 10, everything that happens was already determined long ago.
Right.
And we all know that you cannot argue with someone who is stronger than you.
Mm-hmm.
The longer you argue, the more useless it is.
All right, because you're just making yourself a fool, man. Go ahead.
And you are no better off. How can anyone know what is best for us in this short, useless life of ours?
And this is kind of where, Solomon, I feel, in my personal opinion, is, Solomon was kind of down and out right now. Go ahead.
A life that passes like a shadow. How can we know what will happen in the world after we die?
Right. So when we pass on, right, and we go to our resting place, this world is still going on, man. People are still waking up day in and day out in this world, and we have no idea what's going on because we're at rest with the Father. You can get your precept.
This is 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 10, right? It says, although saddened, we are always glad. We seem poor, but we make people rich. We seem to have nothing, yet really possess everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like how it says, like the just wanting everything else, wanting something that you don't have, and just like coveting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The Most High is giving you everything, but at the same time, depending on your mindset, you can't even see it.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like how like, I don't know how true it might be, but that saying of how people be like, all right, the rich people, they got money,
right,
but then they want everything you got,
right,
the happiness and stuff. But on the flip side, we want what they got.
Because the rich people, they ain't even happy. You know what I'm saying? Because a rich person, they only want more. They not happy with what they got, man. they're not taking. I mean, I can't speak for every rich person, right? There's some people,
Yeah.
there's some people, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, like, it's never enough, like the brother just said right here in the back, man. The brother Lawal. It's never enough for them because they belly not full, man. They like, all right, how can I get more? How can I get more? How can I get more? And so much so that they'll give in to the cares of this life more than to the focus of like how important life really is. You know what I'm saying? The little small things in life. You know what I'm saying? But let me get Ecclesiastes 7.
Verse 4. All right, so this is Sirach 7, verse 1 through 4 in the GNT.
Ecclesiastes.
Oh, Ecclesiastes, Salak.
Yeah.
7, verse 1, it says in the GNT, a good reputation is better than expensive perfume.
Right.
And the day you die is better than the day you were born.
Listen, man, this is wisdom, man. Right? It says a good name is better than, read it again one more time. GNT.
A good reputation is better than expensive perfume.
Right? Having a good name, man. Having a reputable name, like, man, this brother or this sister, man, they really care for their people, man. Right? They really look out for their people. They really, want the betterment of the nation. That's better than having expensive perfume or expensive clothes or expensive cars riding around, right? Because that'll get you in some so essentially lead you to sin. Go ahead.
And the day you die is better than the day you were born.
Right? And there's some wisdom, man. The day you die is better than the day you were born, right? So, a lot of people, when they be celebrating their birthdays, man, they be in idolatry. But here in this wisdom of Solomon, right, it's saying that the day you die is better than the birth. Why? Because the pains of this world, the trials and tribulations of this world, you don't have to suffer no more, right? Especially not being in our kingdom. You know what I'm saying? At the time of Solomon, he had peace, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? And he knew the prophecies that, hey man, things still have to happen. Things still have to come to pass. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Verse 2, it is better to go to a home where there is mourning than to one where there is a party.
So the home of mourning, right? Mourning the loss, you know what I'm saying? Appreciating the person versus going to a household where they're going to a Hilton hotel party, man. The things we used to chase when we was youngsters, man. Going from one party to the next. Go ahead.
Because the living should always remind themselves that death is waiting for us all.
Right. Death is waiting for us all, man. It's crazy. I'm having a crazy deja vu right now, but go ahead.
Verse 3, sorrow is better than laughter. It may sadden your face, but it sharpens your understanding.
Right, because you can process things, right? That's what I see it as. Like when you be sad, you know what I'm saying, you could process things. But if you're trying to always be happy, man, it's eventually going to lead to your demise, man. Because that the temporal things that you attain, man, and you don't know how to deal with sadness, you know what I'm saying? You don't know how to really be mature about the things, it's going to lead to your demise. Go ahead.
Someone who is always thinking about happiness is a fool.
Yeah, right. Someone who's always just damn chittery, man. Right? Don't know what the hell's going on in life. They're just always happy.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss, man.
Right? Ignorance is bliss, man. Right? It says in the scriptures too, right? When you attain knowledge, man, the sorrow comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Someone who is always thinking about happiness is a fool. A wise person thinks about death.
A wise person thinks about death, right? Because if you're thinking about death, you're going to be thinking about, all right, how can I, like I was talking with my pops, you know what I'm saying? And we got my grandma's house, and he was sharing with us, like he wants to put the house in a trust. He's already thinking, all right, I'm going to die one day, man. But I got to line these things up so that way when I die, I can pass this on to my children and they can inherit it. And you know what I'm saying? But if he was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna get this house, I'm gonna make what money I can get off of it, I'm gonna live it up, and then I'm gonna spend all the money, and then my children, they can figure out whatever they gonna do, man. But he's not doing that. He's making a plan. That'll be the house of a fool, right? Is in the mirth, is in the riches and the cares of this world, because they can never have enough. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 9, verse 5. It says, "For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know nothing, know not anything."
Right, and this for me is speaking about spiritually, right? It says, "For the living know that they shall die," right? Us being in the walk, We know that we're gonna die one day. Keeping these commandments, these law, statutes, and commandments, we understand that the day is coming, right? But what did it say? The second part,
But the dead know not anything.
right? Those people who are walking around spiritually dead, man, they're not thinking about that kind of stuff, right? They don't know anything. Go ahead.
Neither have they any more a reward,
Mm-hmm.
for the memory of them is forgotten.
All right. The memory of the dead is forgotten. Go ahead.
Verse 12, for man also knoweth not his time,
Right. We don't know our time. Right. We don't know how long we got on this earth. Right. Go ahead.
as the fishes that are taken in an evil net.
Right. So when you out there and you fishing, and a fish don't know he about to get snatched up by a hook and thrown on the grill. You know what I'm saying? He over there damn enjoying his life, you know what I'm saying, swimming around in the school of fish. And you out there hunting him, you know what I'm saying? He think he about to get a worm, and all of a sudden that worm damn hooks his damn gills and pulls him up. And later on he's getting gutted and he's on the grill that night. Go ahead.
And as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time,
Yeah.
when it falleth suddenly upon them.
Yeah. Right. Go ahead. Let's get let's see. We've got a couple more precepts, right? Let's get Matthew. Oh no, so 2nd Ezra 14 through 16, right? Go ahead.
So this is 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man.
Right. So we gotta shalom to the brothers KOI, man. All praises to y'all brothers, man. Yes, it's the fish tacos, man. Them ahi tacos, right? Read that again, please, Papa Shaw.
2nd Ezra 14:14. Let go from the mortal thoughts. So like you let go from the mortal thoughts.
Right. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Go ahead.
Cast away the burdens of man.
Right. We got to cast away the burdens of this lifetime, man. We not worried. We know the Most High gonna make a way, man. Whether we struggling or not, we gonna serve God, man. Right. Whether we got a damn stack of damn toll bills, you know what I'm saying, this high, we gonna be all right, man. The Most High gonna take care of this. Right. So it says, let go of the mortal thoughts. Go ahead.
Put off now the weak nature.
Yeah, it's calling it a weak nature. Right. Go ahead.
And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy onto thee.
Dealing with death, man. Right. That's a heavy thought for a lot of people dealing with that death. It says, set aside the thoughts that are heavy unto thee.
And haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
Right. And that we know that the Jacob's trouble is gonna get only worse from here, man. Right. We going through some trials and tribulations now, but Christ has already prepared us to be martyrs for this truth, man. Right. Christ has already prepared and said that, hey, man, if they wasn't rocking with me, they for surely ain't rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? All the dang disciples damn got smurdered, right? Cast into prison. You know what I'm saying? John the Baptist had his head lobbed off for somebody's birthday. You know what I'm saying? These are righteous men, right? Going through the trials and tribulations in captivity. You think you ain't gonna have to suffer that stuff? Right? You ain't no better than these men. So you got to prepare your mind for that, right? The heavier things that are going to happen after. Go ahead.
Matthew 6.
GNT.
This is Matthew 6 and 19 in the GNT. It says, do not store up riches for yourselves here on earth.
Right. Don't be worried about the riches here on earth, man. Right. Go ahead.
Where moths and rust destroy, and robbers break in and steal.
Right.
Instead, store up riches for yourselves in heaven, where moths and rust cannot destroy, and robbers cannot break in and steal. For your heart will always be where your riches are.
Right, your heart is where your riches are. So it's saying, store your treasures up in heaven. So when your family members, when they pass, understand that, man. Not too many days is gonna go by when you're gonna be right there with them. You know what I'm saying? And your memory gonna fade from here, just as their memory fades from here. And we all looking forward to the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be here on earth anyway. So why are you holding on to this life? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I had this preset.
Go ahead. It's good. So, we can't store our riches. We can't store our riches here on this earth, man, where, the moss and the rust is going to take up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to hold on to, like, old cars and fancy cars and we be in downtown Sacramento where everybody driving the old schools and they all fixed up, probably dropped about 40, 50, 70 racks on the car, you know what I'm saying, to go drive 7 miles an hour with a car that gets 7 miles per gallon. You know what I'm saying? Myself, personal testimony, you know what I'm saying, before I came into this truth, I was thinking I was going to be a damn race car driver, had a Subaru, put 40 in it, you know what I'm saying, and sold it for 9,000 because it was a damn shell and the engine blew up. Right, so we can't store our riches here on earth.
Can't buy Subarus.
And you can't buy. Stay away from. At least don't mod them. Right, you could buy a Subaru, huh? Oh damn, that's crazy.
Got it right
That's
here.
crazy. Go ahead.
So this is 2 Maccabees 7:32. Right? It says, "For we suffer because of our sins,
Mm-hmm.
and though the living Lord be angry with us a little while
Right.
for our chastening and correction,
Right. And that's what we're going through right now, man. Right. We going through this chastening and correction. Go ahead.
yet shall he be at one again with his servants."
Right. And we're gonna be at peace with the Most High, man. Right. In the kingdom of heaven. All right. Go ahead.
That's it. Oh, so Matthew 26.
Matter of fact, you might as well just get that from the top because I had that. Get 2 Maccabees 7.
Oh, for real? Oh, I didn't even, I didn't see that.
Get 1 and 2. I just had 1 and 2 for
Look at
that.
the Lord.
Through the spurt.
2 Maccabees 7, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
"And it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken,
Mm-hmm.
and compelled by the king against the laws to taste swine's flesh.
All right. So this mother and her 7 children were compelled by this king to taste swine's flesh, obviously to transgress God's laws. Right. Go ahead.
And were tormented with scourges and whips.
So they got tormented with scourges and whips. They got beat. Right. Go ahead.
But one of them that spake first said thus,
Mm-hmm.
What wouldest thou ask or learn of us?
Mm-hmm.
We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
Right. So right. How they deal with death. Right. Facing in a tough state. Right. A woman with her 7 children ready to die. How they deal with death. You know what I'm saying? They was ready to die versus transgress God's laws. And this goes back to what I was sharing earlier too about the heavier things that are coming, man. That stuff is gonna come. That stuff is gonna happen when the powers that be in this world put you on trial, right? Most High God is gonna try your faith, man, right? And see how you deal with death in that day. And you better stand on your 10 toes, man. All right. You ain't been paying attention or what?
Very good.
Go ahead.
So you want to go back to that other one you had on there? Matthew 26?
Yeah.
So Matthew 26 and 39, and he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, "O my Father,
All right. This is Christ. Go ahead.
if it be possible, let this cup pass from me.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt."
Right. So Christ had a desire for his death to pass from him, right? He said, if it be possible, let it pass from me, right? But nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou will, right? So we obviously know, man, we got the Most High will is going to be done. And so if it be in the Most High will's plan to have somebody close to us pass away, or something terrible happen, you know what I'm saying? It's in the Most High's will, and that's what we got to understand. You know what I'm saying? You can go to the next one.
This last one right here.
Yep.
This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
And then did I send it? I didn't send it to him. Go ahead.
It's in the chat. Yeah. Verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments.
Right.
For this is the whole duty of man.
So that's the conclusion of the whole matter, right? We gotta fear God and keep his commandments. Because keeping God's commandments is ultimately what's gonna help you and give you the spirit of understanding on how to deal with death. You know what I'm saying? And condolences to all those people that, you know what I'm saying, are dealing with this at this time. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all, man. If y'all need something, reach out. And Most High willing, you know what I'm saying, this class was beneficial for you, educational for you, opened up your spirit and made the Most High allow you to be free from the spirits of heaviness, man. Right? But but don't forget to mourn, and it's okay to mourn, right? That we don't want brothers and sisters to not feel like it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? To go through the trials and tribulations in the mourning process. That it's part of life. You know what I'm saying? It's part of that cycle that we got to go through, and you know, just don't let it paralyze you. That's the biggest takeaway. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with death is don't let it paralyze you. Honor your family members or your friends. You know what I'm saying? Honor their lives and live. If you're not living, you know what I'm saying? Ultimately, you gotta live for yourself, but you gotta live the life that they can no longer live. You know what I'm saying? Do the things that they not able to do. Don't wither away and throw your life away. You know, and throw out a sister. All praise to the Most High, right? But we're gonna try to get our brother Karubia in the chat right now. If you in the chat still, we got the link up for you to click the StreamYard. And yeah, man, that's pretty much the lesson, right? We're gonna have one of the brothers come up and willing to give his testimony. You know, he's going through some things. You know, he's in the hospital right now as we speak. So pray for that brother, and you know what I'm saying. Yeah, come on, sister, carry that torch onward, right? Because if we just take our hand off the plow, that ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna be beneficial to nobody, and not even yourself. You got anything else?
No.
Y'all got anything?
I had that one in the clip. Take your hand off the plow and count the cost. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
doing the work.
They go get this word.
And
Maybe you can just go on mute and then give them a call. Take it easy.
I'm gonna go on mute real quick, family. I'm gonna see if I can put the link in the chat real quick. Let me see. How I'll do this right there. All right, this link is for the brother Karubia. All right, nobody else needs to click this link.
Is that the right link? Yeah.
I think so, right? I'm a caveman when it comes to this technology stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big con. Who's that? Oh, there you go.
Shalom, Mark.
Hey, Shalom, y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All praises, all praises.
All praises. You was able to tap in?
I think so. Let me see. I don't know if it's on you. Is it on YouTube right now? I'm just looking at
Yeah.
y'all through StreamYard.
Exit out
I
of
don't even
YouTube.
know if I can even see me.
I think you just gotta close out YouTube.
Hold on just a second. Hold on.
Oh, good.
There's on.
Get up in the light.
There you go.
Hey man, powerful lesson, bro. Powerful lesson, man.
All praises.
For real. Get up on here. All right.
So at the at the beginning of the lesson, I had gave some personal sentiments on that I've been through, and then to lead me to where I'm at. And I spoke with you a couple of days ago, to let you know that we was doing this. So you can go ahead and take it.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, say all Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Say all praise to the Most High, man. Shalom to all the Akim. You know what I'm saying? Brothers watching and brothers in the class or whatever, man. Yeah, I was listening. I've been listening, for a while. So I was listening to, stories and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be some real heavy stuff, bro. But, I don't really got much to say. I mean, I know most folks know I'm in the hospital right now, as you can see. You feel me? On the topic of, well, before I start, I just want to say Salakia in advance if I have any doctors or nurses or motherfuckers coming in here or whatever. I already got the door closed right now, but they might just pop in. But on the subject of death, man, death itself, what I'm saying, like you said, what's the saying? There's only two things that's guaranteed, man: taxes and death. You feel me?
Mm.
And so it's one of them things we got to deal with. You feel me? It's one of them things that we can't avoid. There's nothing we can do about it to stop it from happening. You know what I'm saying? The Most High will gonna be done. You feel me? So I just got a couple precepts. Let me see real quick. Right. But yeah, so I'm like, giving my testimony, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Currently in the hospital right now. Got some heart failure going on right now, you feel me? Motherfucking my damn kidneys is failing, you feel me? Like your boy got issues, you know what I'm saying? Your boy got hella issues, bro. And just over the years, you feel me, just back and forth, in and out of here, in and out of here. You feel me? It's just like a lot of people look at me, and you know what I'm saying, and that's one thing with the whole my whole thing is enduring. You feel me? Yeah, we all got it. We all here right now, and we all gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Most likely, you know what I'm saying. We all might perish. You feel me? Hopefully, some of us can be alive. When that sky crack. You feel me? And but death is an inevitability. You know what I'm saying? So with me, my whole thing, my whole mindset, you feel me, is in endurance. So, while we still got breath in our bodies and we ain't in that grave yet, you feel me? We gotta endure. You feel me? And that's one thing that's one of the principles I live by. You feel me? Enduring. You feel me? So I'm gonna bring out this precept real quick. Let me see.
I can read for you.
Yeah, Khan, go ahead. Give me Second Timothy. Give me 2 verse 3. You know what I'm saying? Um, give me 2 Timothy 2 verse 3.
Okay.
Um,
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 3.
go ahead.
Thou therefore endure hardness
Mm-hmm.
as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach.
Right. So we gotta endure hardness, man. Whatever form that hardness come in, whether it's sickness, you know what I'm saying, whether it's, you losing your family members, whether, you know what I'm saying, it's that hardness is you not having a roof over your head. I mean, whatever your situation is, man, what my brother, you gotta endure it. You feel me? You gotta endure it as a good soldier of the most high in the sun. And that's what I try and do. You feel me? Um, you wouldn't even know, man. A lot of brothers hit me up, when I be posting on Facebook and whatever, and they be hitting me up like, man, bro, you don't even understand. Like, I see you go through what you go through, and it give me courage, it give me strength, you know what I'm saying, to keep going and to not complain and to endure all of this that we got going on. You feel me? And that right there, that in itself, that helps me. That motivates me even more. You feel me? Like, I think how I think and feel how I feel because I'm the one going through it. But I got eyes on me. Even eyes I don't even think I got on me. You feel me? And yeah, bro, a lot of people actually hit me up, man. They hit me up in my inbox and all of that. Like, man, bro, your courage and how you endure these things, like it really motivate myself. You know what I'm saying? I go through things and then I see you and I'm like, whatever I'm going through ain't really nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I thank the most high for that. I thank the most high for that, you know what I'm saying? Because I could be one of these people out here who I think we all probably know somebody like that who be trying to give up, who ready to give up, you know what I'm saying, ready to quit, ready to tap out, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm tired and all this other stuff. Like me personally, I'm listen, like I told my boy DAKAR a few days ago, man, listen, I'm gonna squabble this thing till and then I can't squabble no more, you feel me? And that's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? So like I think about the end and stuff like that, but before that come, I'ma just endure, bro. I'ma just endure everything I got going on, and ain't really too much to really talk about. You feel me? It's like just do it. You feel me? I mean, we're men. You know what I'm saying? Niggas got emotions and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm a man. You feel me? And I see myself as a man of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And being a man of the Lord, I'm gonna do what He tell me to do. I'm gonna keep His commandments, and I'm gonna endure. Right? Give me another precept. Can you go up to 2 Timothy 2 verse 10?
Okay. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they also obtain the salvation which is in Yahushua HaMashiach with eternal glory.
Right? And I look at this like you say, therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake. So once again, that just take me back to, brothers hit me up. I would never know I could have one of the elect in my inbox telling me how much he look up to me for my endurance. You feel me? And so I'm not just enduring this for myself. Hey, if I got eyes on me and that's really helping somebody get through to the next day, I could be enduring for the elect's sake because we don't know who's the elect. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I look at that too. You know what I'm saying? You know, one of the things that I really, really do look at and how I can walk this walk in and be how I be is I understand and I know for a fact that the Most High God, He knew us before the foundations of the earth was even set in stone, before it was even created, right? It's like Jeremiah 1:5 say, before you came forth, I knew thee. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he knew what we was gonna have to go through before we could even before the earth was even made, bruh. Every step, you know what I'm saying? Every good day, every bad day, every birth, every death, you know what I'm saying? Every time we get sick, every time we're in a good place, you know what I'm saying? It was already predestined from the foundations of the earth. You know what I'm saying? And when I really sit back and I think about that and I look at that, it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Before I was born, I was supposed to be sick this year, this date, you know what I'm saying? This on this year and this month and this week and this day, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? My people were supposed to die 50 years out or something like that. You know what I mean? Like within the last 3 years, I lost all my uncles, bro. All of them. And I lost both of my grandmothers. I lost one last year, and then I lost my last grandmother this year. So in the span of 3 years, I done already lost 5 to 6 people. You feel me? And it's like, damn, it's really nothing. You know what I'm saying? We can't do nothing about that right there. So you know what I'm saying? Like I was listening to the lesson, and I understand they passed on, but Ecclesiastes 12:7. You know what I'm saying? They body went back to the dirt, and their spirit went back to the Most High, who gave it. You know what I mean? And they're at peace. They're at rest. They're not in pain no more. They're not struggling no more with bills. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They're not going through what we're going through no more. So you look at it and you're like, I miss them, but I understand they better off than me right now. You know what I'm saying? So that helps the brother, you know what I'm saying, not to mourn all day and all night and be stuck. Like you said, you can't be stuck in that depression state, man, because that'll kill you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That'll drain you of all your energy and everything if you stuck and you just can't get over it. And every time, every year they birthday come around or whatever, you catch yourself at the cemetery sitting on some grass looking at a piece of stone. Like, your family is not here, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're not in the dirt. That body is in there and it's gonna go back to the dust. They are with the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? They better off than you. They having a good time. We can't even imagine what they doing right now, or thinking, or saying, or anything. So it's like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard thing to deal with sometimes, but you know what I'm saying. Especially us in the truth, we understand. That's why we got these scriptures. These scriptures are supposed to comfort us, and they're supposed to help us along the way. They're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? They're supposed to guide us so we can be good. You know what I mean? And just speaking for myself, bro, I'm not, I ain't wishing death on myself or nothing like that. But you know what I'm saying? If I gotta go, bro, it's time to go. And you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing nobody could do about that. I ain't scared. I ain't sitting up here, you know what I'm saying, wondering, oh shoot, what I'm gonna do. Listen, every time I get up in the morning, give all praise to the Most High, right? Because He gave you another hour, another opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, repent. Hey, still like here real quick.
You good, King?
You good, brother?
Yeah, man.
Like, bro, and I do want to say, when when I read your post that you had made, I'm like, damn, bro, the precepts that you brought out are beautiful, bro, right? Because in a sense, you are living that out of you're taking this endurance and you're giving us you get motivation with that, bro. And I'll let you know right there. Our last new moon, right before we ended it, before everybody left off, I'm like, we gotta leave with a prayer. We gotta, we prayed for you. And I'm like trying to explain to people because some of the brothers here don't know you, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, there's a brother, he's going through this, and you know what? I was like, let me just read his post. That's the best way I could explain it. I'm not even halfway down in the half of it, bro, and I start crying. I'm like, bro, I'm like the determination, you know what I mean? The mindset that you have going into this to me is beautiful, bro. And I was telling Dakar, I was like, or Dakar had mentioned that. I'm like, you know what? It just sums it up, the whole thing. People complain about the smallest things, bro. And when it's brothers that are in this walk that understand these scriptures, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna suffer this and I'm gonna go through this because I have to. Like how you said, I'm a man, I understand this walk, and it helps make things easier. You know what I mean? And like how you just said earlier, this is all motivating for us, bro. We're seeing how what is different knowing these scriptures, but when you apply it, when it comes to the time where you know what, everything the Most High has in store for me, He has in store for me, and I'll rock either way. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the sense that you're applying it to me, bro, I'm like, man, you know what? He's living what we're supposed to be doing in that time. And Lord willing, I can be as strong as you one day, bro. When I'm in that predicament, I had to face. We don't know what's gonna happen later, and like how you brought out that precept, Lord willing, this thing that you're going through, brother, passes and you're able to overcome this. But if you know what I mean, you're giving us motivation of what we're supposed to be like for real, bro.
God,
And I appreciate that, brother. And Lord willing, he guards you in this walk.
God, yeah, God. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, you know what I mean? Just listen, bro. Like I could never be one of them people, you know what I'm saying, that like something happened to them or their family, and then they just turn around and be like, you know what I'm saying? They lose it. They lose their mind, bro. Like, why would God do this and why would God do that and all this other stuff? You know what I'm saying? Lose their faith and all that other nonsense. And I'm just like, I can't think like that, bro. It's like that's what this book is for, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what the scriptures is for, to tell us and give us these answers that people be looking for. You know what I mean? And the ones that don't got the answers, they the ones out here losing their minds. You know what I'm saying? They the ones out here cursing God, and you know what I'm saying, and don't know what to do with themselves when they lose somebody. You feel me? But like we have these scriptures. We got the understanding. We got the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The wisdom. You know what I mean? Like it's our guide. So it's like I know it don't really bother me, bro. It really don't. You know what I'm saying? I got peace when it comes to that. So like I'm saying, man, you know what I mean? Every day you wake up, man, you got an opportunity to repent. Make sure you're good with the Most High. And if something were to happen, bro, you know what I'm saying? Then, you're good to go. Lord willing. You feel me? And let me see. I got another precept, bro. This is let's see. Give me Revelation 2:10, Baba Kashah. This is my favorite scripture right here. It's my favorite scripture.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 10.
God.
And it reads, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison,
Right.
that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
Right.
Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life."
God. Right. So we all know that's Revelation 2. You feel me? That's that's end time. That's talking about the end times and then Jacob's trouble and all that good stuff. But you know what I'm saying? I apply that, you know what I'm saying, the first part of that sentence and the last part of that sentence the most. You know what I'm saying? It says, fear none of those things that thou shalt suffer. You know what I'm saying? When I look at that, it's like, we ain't just talking about you getting thrown into jail. Like, I'm talking, fear none of those things that you shall suffer, getting sick, having to get that call from, you know what I'm saying, somebody, oh, I got cancer. You feel me? Or, you know what I'm saying? Fear none of these things. You know what I'm saying? That you don't have to suffer, because we all gonna have to suffer in this life. Period. You know what I'm saying? Some people gonna suffer more than others, but we all gonna suffer something, whether it's physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it can be. You know what I'm saying? Most High is saying, fear none of those things, right? And the latter part of that precept, you know what I'm saying? Be thou faithful unto death. You know what I'm saying? That right there is the goal right there, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Whether that death come by in sickness and disease, by martyrdom, you know what I'm saying, by getting murdered, you know what I'm saying, by going outside and getting hit by a vehicle. However that death comes, you know what I'm saying, be thou faithful unto death. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get a reward, you feel me? And so, you know, I don't got much to say on it, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I thank the Most High for keeping me as long as He keeping me, still keeping me. And I'm gonna be faithful unto death. When this thing is over, I'm gonna be faithful. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna fear none of these things that's gonna come upon me. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole little take on it, man. We just gotta, death is inevitable. We all gonna see it, most likely. Some of us won't see death. That's what the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? But between that time of life and death, we enduring, man. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing and my whole testimony and everything is just endure it. You know what I'm saying? Like a good soldier, man. You know what I'm saying? We all came from the car. We understand. We understand. We supposed to be a soldier. You know what I'm saying? We a soldier. You feel me? We had sure, it's been so long since I even did the
The
uh,
Stones.
yeah, bro. I can't, man, listen. But hey, we was living by that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And even to this day. But yeah, man. Bro, I could tell anybody, man, you gotta be faithful. You know what I'm saying? Thank the Most High, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's good to ask to the Most High for things when you need to, but just thank Him. You know what I'm saying? That you got another day that you can breathe, bro. You feel me? And my thing is about complaining, man. Don't complain, bro. Stop complaining. It don't matter how bad you got it, man. Somebody got it worse than your ass. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're going through, somebody is worse off than you. And that's how I look at the world and everything else. You feel me? I know some folks don't see the video I posted earlier today. You know what I'm saying? Just walking up and down the hallways and whatever. And bro, I got it bad. I know that I do. You feel me? But I can look across the room. I can look across the hallway. Niggas can't wipe their own ass, bro. You feel me? Like, I could be in pain or I could be laid up. Don't matter. Somebody, they got it worse than I do. And there's plenty of people in this hospital that got it worse than I do. You know what I'm saying? I can die tomorrow. You feel me? But there's people in here that's worse off than me. And they Israelites. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Texas. You know, there's black folks in here. You know what I'm saying? It's Hispanics in here. You know what I'm saying? They suffering. You feel me? And it's like, sheesh. I mean, I can't complain, bro. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, I go through everything I go through. I lose jobs, my nigga. I can sit up in this bed and I can feel less of a man. Like I can't take care of my wife or, you know what I'm saying, my family, my household, my duties as a man. But I'm not gonna complain, bro, because somebody got it worse than me, bro. And yeah, man, it's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm going, you know, I'm gonna still worship and praise Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. You know what I'm saying? Till I can't do nothing else. Simple as that. And I appreciate y'all for letting me come on here to speak a little bit. You feel me? And shoot, hopefully I can get up out of here, man, in the next couple of days or so. Shit, 15 days seem like a lot to a whole lot of people. You feel me? But I done been in here longer than that, man. So it's like, what's next? You know what I mean? And let me see, I think I had another preset real quick. Let's see. Nah. You give me Hebrews 12:7 real quick, Baba Kasha.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 7.
Right.
If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
Right. So, that just go back to what I was saying earlier, man, about enduring, man, because you just look at it like that. We don't deserve mercy and grace, man. We don't deserve none of that. You know what I'm saying? And we deserve to be punished for all of our deeds. And then just a bunch of wicked niggas, bruh. You know what I mean? But the Most High, you know what I'm saying? When you're going through something, the Most High dealing with you. And I just look at it like that, like my Father's dealing with me. You know what I'm saying? This is my lot. You know what I'm saying? And though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. You feel me? So, I just want to leave the brothers with that right there, man. Yeah, man. We gotta endure, Akim. We gotta endure this thing. We gotta endure it till we can't endure no more. And this, we're gonna be faithful. We be faithful, endure, fear none of these things. You know what I'm saying? And be faithful unto death, man. And the Most High gonna give you your reward, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta speak on. You know what I'm saying? Just endure this thing. Yeah. Con.
I appreciate you, brother, and I love you, and I'm glad you came on, and
yeah,
I'm
man.
glad that I've been able to labor with you in this walk.
Con, most definitely, bro.
It's always Long Beach.
Hey, man, you are a whoop back, you know what I mean?
It's always Long Beach.
Yeah, man, I'm proud of this brother, man. I remember the car first came to camp. I remember when the car crossed the line. I remember when the car gave his first lesson. Look at my nigga over here teaching, boy.
Man, all praise
Man,
to the Most High,
I'm proud of you, bro. For real, man. I'm
praise
proud
to
of
the
you,
Most
for real,
High.
bro. You know what I mean? Hey, man, the Most High keep working with you, bro. Keep building you up in the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep allowing you to grow in this thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Proud of you for real, bro. Y'all my brothers for real, man. You took a shot, you know what I mean? And man, the Habatah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, bro. I'm here, man. Something do happen, shit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all brothers for real. And yeah, just keep me up in prayer, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
We're gonna rock this thing, man, till the wheels fall off, bro, for real. You know what I mean? And yeah, all praise to the Most High, man.
All praises. Yeah, Brock.
Love y'all brothers, man, for real. Yeah. All right. Yabashim Shabrak
Yeah, Bashim Shabbat. Shalom.
Shalom.
Oh man, for real. It'd be hella motivational, bro. And same thing for everybody else, like obviously all the brothers, like how I told, our group are to pray for the brother and as well as everybody else watching this and that's gonna watch this, keep the brother in your prayers. And Lord willing, man, I have that, at least part of that spirit, because man, that brother has such a beautiful outlook on this, man.
Yeah, me and that brother, we was laboring in Sakari, Long Beach, man. Like he said, man, he seen me when I was a babe in this thing, man, and I'm still a babe in this thing. But it's been an honor to see that brother go through the things that he's going through, but, never make the excuse, man. Stick with the pain of, the brother, he didn't mention it, but the brother got, he got sickle cell too. And the brother been having sickle cell since I've been on this walk and knowing him. And so, the brother would be at camp, wouldn't make an excuse. He would stand as long as he could stand. And then he would, bring a chair and sit down when he needed to sit down. He ended up getting like one of them monopod stools so he could just, sit on the line and be on the line and do the work. And the brother, always been fervent for the work of the Most High, man. And, that's a spirit we need to continue to carry forth, man, in this nation, man. Okay. Right. So, that pretty much sums up our lesson, right? Class number 2 on, dealing with death. And, with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Abba Yahweh, for having the grace and mercy on us, allowing us to be in this walk, allowing us to take time, to serve him and to be in the knowledge of this truth, right? In the name of his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. And we say shalom, man.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord, whom you seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom you delight in. Behold, he shall come, says the Lord of hosts. But who may abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. He shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. And he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness.